Director for the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Today I'm joined by Waterways Conservation Officer Lacey Mosteller, along with several officials from Fairview Township, York County, including Brandon Freestat, the Emergency Management Coordinator, Eric Hawkins, the Fire Chief, and Lieutenant James Boyles with Fairview Township Police Department. Today we're here to provide an update on some information regarding the ongoing water recovery operation that has been taking place since approximately 5 p.m. on Saturday, August 10th of this year, along the Yellow Breeches Creek, just a short distance away from where we stand here today. At this point, we want to provide some information about how our agencies are involved in this operation from the Fish and Boat Commission standpoint. Typically, the Fish and Boat Commission becomes involved in the investigation of boating accidents and boating fatalities once we have a confirmed victim of a fatality involving recreational boating. At this time, there is an active recovery mission that's occurring as they search for a juvenile kayaker who went missing at approximately 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. At which time, we hope very soon that this recovery mission concludes and we can bring some closure to not only the first responders that are on that scene that have been giving their time for days at this point, of course, the family and the community that is mourning this situation. Then that investigation will be turned over to our Bureau of Law Enforcement to investigate, at which time we may be able to provide additional details pending further investigation. As a recap, on Saturday afternoon, there was a group of approximately 7 kayakers. It was a mixture, I can say it was 7 kayakers. It was a mix of adults and children, 3 adults, 4 juveniles. They had set out for a short kayak trip down the Yellow Breeches beginning at Sheepford Road and had planned to take that kayak trip and exit the water at a private property approximately a mile and a half downstream. Minutes into that paddle, the group encountered some heavy debris, which is consistent with the conditions of the water at the time on Saturday. Most of that party was able to exit. A 10-year-old boy was swept under the water at that point and did not resurface. Shortly after that, emergency officials were called to the scene, and within 10 minutes, the first responders arrived on that scene to assist and begin the search for that missing juvenile boy. I want to say thank you to the first responders who have been giving up their time, personal time, weekends, evenings, times with their own family, taking vacation, unpaid leave in some cases to be here. I want to recognize many first responders agencies that have been on this scene over the past several days, not only from York County and Cumberland County here locally, but from the city of Harrisburg. State agencies like the Fish and Boat Commission and state police have been here on scene offering guidance and equipment and personnel. Crews from Lebanon County, Dauphin County, Lancaster County, and others that I'm sure that I'm missing have all been part of this. Certainly when you have an operation like this, there's a combination of a sense of urgency. There is oftentimes some helplessness, a feeling of helplessness when things aren't happening as quickly as you wish that they were. But that's what makes these folks so valuable within our communities, is that they're able to put those emotions aside, they're able to put their head down, continue the work, and continue the job until it's done. So I just want to once again say thank you to everyone who's given their time so far to continue in this operation. We will be taking some questions, but at this time I want to turn things over to Brandon Freestat, Emergency Management Coordinator with Fairview Township, to give an update on the ongoing rescue recovery operation.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brandon Freestat. I am the Emergency Management Coordinator for Fairview Township. Just a quick recap on some information that you just received. At approximately 5 p.m. on August 10th, the fire department was requested from both York County and Cumberland County to conduct a water rescue search for a missing kayaker. We have had units on location from our department and mutual aid departments from 5 p.m. until dusk that day, 8 p.m. until dusk every day since then, and we are still out there currently working. At this time, we are being assisted by a total of, I believe it's 6 counties in the surrounding area. Cumberland County, Dauphin County, Lancaster County, Lebanon County, Berks County, the Pennsylvania State Police, the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission, and we have accounted for approximately 200 people that have been out here assisting us in this search. Of those 200 people, the vast majority are volunteers. They have given up their time to be here and conduct this search. It is exhaustive, it is very tiresome, and it requires a lot of energy and a lot of effort. So I want to commend everybody who has been out there working tirelessly every single day for all of the work that they have done. At this point, we have not been able to locate the missing individual. We have searched approximately 1.5 miles of the Yellow Breeches Creek, that is the border between Cumberland and York counties. At this time today, we are extensively searching and clearing a debris field just upstream of the dam at the end of Limekiln Road and Slate Hill Road, which is the border between Cumberland County and York County. That debris field is very extensive. It is very labor intensive. We have people that are currently on the water, on the side banks of the water, and downstream as well, checking every piece of debris, that comes down through the water, as well as that's being removed from the water. Again, very labor intensive. With the help of the York County Office of Emergency Management, we were able to secure the ability to do this work and continue the search and continue where we are currently working at this time. We have also received a tremendous amount of support from the community, both in the form of donations of water and food, as well as the support of folks who live in the area who have offered the ability to volunteer their time to continue to help us search. At this time, we do not need or want any additional volunteers from the community to assist. We would like to continue to reiterate to avoid the area where we are searching, which consists of that 1.5 mile stretch of the Yellow Breeches from where the incident occurred down to the dam where we're currently working right now. In addition to that, we have 2 road closures that have been ongoing since 8 o'clock this morning. That includes Limekiln Road from Spangler's Mill Road to the Cumberland County line, and Slate Hill Road from I believe it's Argyle or Argus Street over in Cumberland County. So we would ask the public to continue to avoid that area. For commuters who go through the area and use that bridge as a normal means of transportation, that road will be closed for the rest of the day today. We anticipate continuing to work until about 7 p.m. today, barring any kind of major update or change. So we also would request that only official information being released by us, the Fairview Township Fire Department, the Fairview Township Police Department, and the PA Fish and Boat Commission be considered as official information in regard to this incident. At this time, I believe we're going to take a couple questions. If anybody has any questions about the actual response itself, if you could direct those at me, and about the incident, we will direct those to Mike.
So the debris field, do you have a particular reason to believe that there might be something?
So right now we have extensively searched that 1.5 mile stretch of the creek, and that is where the vast majority of everything that drifted down the creek has gone to. So the debris field consists mostly of pieces of trees, limbs, other debris that has floated and has been in the creek probably for some time. So we have to sift through all of it.
And that is down.
That is downstream from where the actual incident occurred, yes.
Have you recovered any clothing, any garments, anything that may have been accompanying this 10-year-old? Anything out there that gives you hope where he may be?
To the best part of my knowledge, we have not recovered anything at this time. We are still searching.
Mike mentioned 7 kayakers. Were there 7 kayaks that we know of? Is everybody there on kayak?
At this point, it's part of the investigation, but I can confirm that the person that we're looking for, the 10-year-old boy, was on a kayak by themselves. So members of the group, there was In other words, there wasn't a tandem kayak situation. He wasn't riding with another kayaker. The boy was on a kayak by himself at the time.
Was he tossed into the water? How did he end up in the water? If you know?
Yeah, at this point, it'd be part of the investigation, but essentially, the victim was swept under the water after encountering some heavy debris and did not resurface.
So what are the greatest challenges that you folks are now facing in terms of trying to recover the young man's body?
I'll definitely refer that question to Brandon, but you had a question.
Yeah, so somebody saw the 10-year-old boy get swept under.
According to witness accounts from others in the party.
And no one was able to then grab him, like no one knew. Within seconds he was gone under the water.
Correct. There was an initial attempt by others in the party to locate that individual, and they were unable to, at which time emergency responders were called.
Brandon, is there any level of confidence that the juvenile will be found within the pile of trees that we saw? And is there a concern that the height of the water on that day may have put the debris and anything else into a different part of the creek?
So I can't speculate on any amount of certainty whether or not that is the area that we are focused on right now. We will continue to work that area as long as we're able to for the rest of the day today. And if we do not come up with any results and we are still working in the same area, the anticipation is to start that operation again tomorrow morning. At this point, I can't tell you exactly how high the water was at that location at the time when the incident occurred. I can't tell you exactly how much debris was moving, how fast the water was moving. Anything about that was not something that we were looking at the time. We were more focused on the search for the child at the time.
Can you give us any indication of the level of experience that this young kayaker had?
I have no way to give that information at this time, no. Did you have something?
Yeah, I was going to ask, you had said at one point that most of the kayakers had gone out by that point, right? It wasn't a large stretch that they were going. Most had exited by that point. So do we know if he was by himself fully, or there's one other person with him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. To clarify, the group was floating down the creek together as a group. They all encountered some debris, at which time everyone attempted to exit the water. Most of the party was able to do that, except for one individual who was swept under.
You folks have talked about the emotional drain on the volunteers and the searchers over this long 4 to 5 day parade. Can you talk a little bit about that and their commitment to finding this young man?
Well, I think I mentioned it a bit earlier, but the dedication of these individuals that have been on the scene is incredible. The first responders in our communities truly are the best people among us. They are dedicated to this, and they, as much as they're doing a job right now and attempting to, recover this, and let's say put an end to this operation for the sake of everyone who's concerned about it, from the family to the community to those folks themselves. There's a physical toll that's taken on someone who's working in conditions in a creek setting with current and sun, sometimes sun beating down on you for hours with little shade. The physical toll is there. The mental toll is also there. I mentioned before that there's a sense of pride in the work and knowing that what you're doing is to bring resolution to someone, to help someone else out. That's why these people do these jobs. But there's also a sense of, we wish this were coming together sooner. We wish there was something we could do to make this happen so that we could all move on to the next stage. And at this point, that's when they have to find that. That's what makes them special, and that's what makes our first responders so brave and so dedicated to the job, is that they continue to work through that physical toll and through that emotional toll.
Can you tell us anything?
Only a brief opportunity to speak with them, but I would say devastated is the obvious word that I think anyone can relate to in a situation like this.
You were talking about the family of the young man.
Correct.
Has his age, 10 years old, has that played into the emotional impact on you folks?
At this point, I just wanted to clear up some misinformation that had been reported regarding the age and the gender of the individual that's missing, just to confirm that it's a 10-year-old boy.
And as I was saying, has that impacted, when you think about a 10-year-old boy, it's a little boy.
I think any of us can can consider how that would impact a family. And we're all thinking about them, and anyone who has children can certainly relate to the loss that they're experiencing right now and think to themselves that that's probably got to be about the worst thing you could encounter.
How are they receiving help? How are they receiving help right now? Obviously, you all are searching for the 10-year-old boy, which is, a lot for everybody involved. But how are they receiving, additional support, especially for the young kids who are also there on that kayaking trip?
At this point, I was beyond our comments so far. I was just asked that you respect the privacy of the family, and it's not within our ability to share any more information about the personal nature of the family circumstances.
Brandon, if I may ask, how long do you anticipate the removal of the debris?
I can't speculate on how long it's going to be. We hope to move quickly, but we are doing this in a safe manner. We are doing this in to the best of our abilities and with the equipment and capabilities of our personnel that we have available to us, while also being aware of the fact that we're searching for a juvenile, a 10-year-old boy. So with that, we're taking things slow. We're doing this methodically. We're going through the process that we have to go through in order to make sure that we're clearing every piece of debris that goes through. And depending upon how fast that occurs and how entangled some of that debris gets really would dictate the time. I can't tell you specifically how long it's going to be.
With the small dam right nearby where this debris is there a safety concern for the people that are removing this debris?
Absolutely. Our the folks who are both on scene and who have been on scene at various points throughout the course of this incident are highly trained individuals. Safety is our number one priority when we begin the day each day. It's reinforced in the middle of the day as well, the importance of safety. We're utilizing lines to keep our boats in the water secure. We're utilizing safety checks to make sure that all the people are being checked on throughout the time that they're operating, and we're making sure that we try to rotate crews the best that we can. The guys that are out in the guys and gals that are out in the water itself, they're in fully encapsulated suits, so there's no air movement inside there. And obviously it's a warm day, the sun has been out all day today, and they're out there still continuing to work. So again, we appreciate all the work that they do. We appreciate all the cooperation that we've been able to get, both from the surrounding agencies that we're working with, the state agencies that we're working with, the requests that we've made up to the state and to the federal government if necessary. I believe that's all that we're going to talk about today, unless, Mike, you have something else. Did you have anything else? No?
Just one more thing. I know that you're not able to share that much detail, too many details about the boy.
Mm-hmm.
But was the boy local? Like, are these people all locals, or are they coming and visiting? Are they Cumberland County? Are they York County families?
So at this point, there's the only information I would say is that they're not from the immediate area.
Did you say not?
Not from this immediate area, meaning they don't live in this particular township. So we'll just leave it to that. But the family is from Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
And just one more time, you said 7 people. The I just missed the breakdown you gave. It was how many adults and how many children? Is that
It was 3 adults and 4 children.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it. We will provide additional updates when they become available. Thank you.
Did you say that the search will continue through 7 o'clock tonight?
7 o'clock tonight. Yep.